Peptides are naturally occurring substances within the human body. They live within our body and within our cells, and they work as signaling agents to help improve our cell function. There's over 7,000 of them, and there are hundreds of them that are being studied right now for applications in medicine and men's wellness. You can think of peptides like tiny proteins almost. Like proteins, they're made up of amino acids, except it's a very short sequence of amino acids compared to a protein, which is a much more complex structure. The nice thing about them is that they're targeted very specifically towards certain cells, and they're naturally occurring, so the body tolerates them very well without any kind of immune reaction. They're also very short acting, so they don't hang around in your body for a long time, and that makes them very non-toxic and very safe in terms of treatment. One of the most common peptides that most people are familiar with is insulin, which is a widely prescribed medicine across the world and has been so for decades. In the men's wellness field, most of the peptides that we're using are targeted towards ways of improving your metabolism, improving body composition, helping with cognitive function, energy levels, and also boosting your immune system. So for example, there are certain peptides which help modulate the immune system and result in a decrease in inflammation. And as such, they can be very helpful when people are recovering from injury or just dealing with some chronic inflammatory problems. One such peptide, BPC 157, is one that a lot of people come looking for. It's available in an oral format. And again, it helps dramatically reduce the inflammation in the body and helps with people who are dealing with either autoimmune problems generating a lot of inflammation or simple joint injuries causing inflammation and pain. It's again a peptide that is synthetically produced but copies a peptide that is found inside the human body and is naturally occurring. So these peptides can be particularly helpful for the male who is getting older but remaining active. It's inevitable that as we age, we have difficulty keeping up with our exercise routine. We're not getting the same results, even though we put in the same effort that we did when we were in our 20s or even our 30s. And this is where peptides can play a role in helping you, both in terms of the response you get from exercise and your performance during exercise, but also in the recovery phase afterwards, with the aches, the pains, the soreness, the inflammation. So a lot of my clients come in are men who are in their 40s or 50s who are remaining very active, who want to pursue an active lifestyle, but are just not getting the same benefits that they saw from exercise and diet that they did decades earlier. Sometimes they have less time to commit to exercise program because life gets busy as you get older, but they do still want to be able to exercise and feel good and look good and recover from exercise. And that's where peptides can have a really impactful role. Leviathan Wellness is intended to be a concierge-style male wellness clinic. My goal is to have a relationship with each of my patients where I get to know them a bit, get to know what they're looking to get out of any kind of treatment that we initiate, what their goals are, where they're struggling, and how I can help them. And in the sphere of male wellness and anti-aging, there's a lot of treatments that are new and considered somewhat experimental. And peptides is a good example of that. Although a lot of peptides are FDA approved, a lot of the ones that are being used in the field of wellness and anti-aging are still in the experimental phase. It would be irresponsible, in my opinion, to simply have a standard protocol where you just saw someone, did some blood tests, and gave them some regimen of peptides without considering specifically what their needs and goals are. And part of the relationship that I build with my patients is making sure that their treatment is really tailor-made to their needs and their expectations. There's a whole spectrum of areas around this wellness field related to either aging, related to memory and cognition, related to fitness, related to body composition. And it's not the same for everyone. Not every aspect of that is as important to every client that I see. So it's really very important that the practice is tailor-made for them so they can get what they want out of it and achieve what they define as wellness in the most safe and effective manner possible.